Welcome back, it's Nine, and today we are going to be talking more about the PlayStation 5 and about the social structure of the operating system. Now, the OddWorld creator has revealed some details that could hint towards possible features in the PlayStation OS. But before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, hit that like button, it helps the channel a ton, and if you want to support the channel a little bit further, please consider becoming a member. Details will be in the description. Now let's get right into this, and this comes from culturedvultures.com, titled OddWorld Creator Suggests PS5 Will Allow Players to Help Each Other Out More Than Ever. Now, this is a lengthy article, so we're just going to go over the major details, but if you want to read the full thing, it'll definitely be in the description for you guys to check out yourselves. It says, according to OddWorld creator Lorne Lanning in an interview with official PlayStation Magazine, the PlayStation 5 might be trying to cut out the need for online guides, you instead being able to lean on your friends for guidance and also the game itself. Now, what this could possibly mean is the PlayStation could leverage social features, but he didn't say too much more than that. So his official quote goes, "The social stuff that's being built into the PS5, I'm still not sure about how much I could really talk about. I want to be careful, but they are doing a lot more things that are like enabling you to sort of open your experience a little wider to your human network of people that you're connected with." So just from this alone, it tells me that, number one, we had that patent come out that talked about microtransactions in being used in trying to help you with figuring out how to do the next objective or getting a specific trophy. And that clearly is not happening. So it looks like they're trying to make this a network of itself, something like a social network that you see with like Facebook, for example, but instead being more integrated with the OS, keeping people in the network connected and working together. Now, I personally really wanted to see this happen. I loved the concept of the PlayStation Network for the PS4 when we first were getting the reveal of the PS4, but I see that it didn't end up coming to full fruition of what they intended it to become. And it looks like, from that small bit that we just read, that that could be where they're going next. Let's continue. There are ways that it's enabling, sort of helping with problems that you might be having in the game. More intelligent monitoring of people having difficulty, and I wouldn't say AI level, but it's kind of smart things that are going on, like if you take advantage of this new feature, you'll be able to help your players where they normally get stuck in this way. And so there are some really clever things going on there that involve this sort of extension into other networks, other people, other points of feedback, and giving people information on how to play the game better, how other people might play or solve these problems. So this sounds like you're going to come across points, right? And this is at least what I'm getting from it. And if people are having a lot of trouble, if there's a level, if there's a specific segment, and we know that Demon's Souls is coming, so this game would be really useful for it, that people are unable to surpass that point, there'll be tips, there'll be probably guides, there'll be videos of people who have done that and how they did it and how they accomplished it to help you accomplish it, rather than you having to scour the internet immediately and find out, okay, what's the next path? And this really opens doors on a whole new level. Mind you, this isn't confirmed that what I'm saying is going to happen, but from what I'm gathering from these statements, it sounds like it's going to take the difficult moments or moments where most players have trouble, and it's probably going to offer some sort of video or some sort of tips for people who are having trouble, rather than us having to scour the internet. And that is something in itself that is going to be super user-friendly and really help us out, because I know there's points in games where I get stuck, and I try, and eventually I'm just like, you know what, F this, I got to look it up on the internet and see how it needs to be done. So if this really stops that need from happening, that's going to be amazing, and I think it'll do a lot for the platform, and it'll keep people on the PlayStation Network rather than going to sites like, for example, IGN to find out what's next. He goes on to say, before we'd say, okay, I'm playing my console game, and there's connectivity and there's friends, sharing of stats, and stuff like this, but a lot of it, you're still going to the web to engage in the discussion. I think we're going to see in this generation a lot more of that interlaced, where you're not leaving the console as much to go get the other data. It'll be really interesting to see how much the audience takes to it, and what they do with it, and what developers do with it. And again, this basically just reinforces what I just said, that really they want us to spend all our time on the console. They want us to get all our solutions from the console rather than going to our smartphones, looking up whatever needs to be done next to get past the level we're on or past the boss that we're on. And I think this is exactly what I personally wanted in the next-gen gaming consoles. I talked a lot about how next-gen needs to come with features that I didn't even know I wanted. And this is a feature that I didn't realize I completely wanted, but at the same time, it is something that I desire. And this is completely game-changing. This is a feature that's going to basically revamp the entire PlayStation console, the PlayStation Network. This is going to put another layer onto the social aspect of the PlayStation 5. And I think that's what they need to do, keeping people on their platform more and spending more time on their console rather than going to other places to consume that kind of information. So it's going to be user-friendly, it's going to be convenient, it's going to save you a lot of time if it's really going to be executed the way I am understanding it's going to be executed. This is a really good sign, and I think that we're going to need a whole teardown, a whole explanation of the features and just how the PlayStation 5's operating system works, because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of additions and there's going to be a lot of changes to really truly show us that this is a next-gen console. This is going to bring a next-gen experience, and from this developer interview, it sounds like that's exactly what we're going to get. Obviously, Sony being who they are, you know, in terms of a company, they are really good at creating these experiences. So I'm thinking that probably what I'm imagining is going to be about 10 times better and definitely more streamlined on the console. So what I'm saying is kind of just like a rough guess of what it's going to be. I'm sure when we finally do get the features shown to us, that we'll really have a good idea of how they're going to execute it. But this is really reassuring that they are definitely going to create a next-gen experience, not just with the games, not just with the console, but with the operating system as well. And it's refreshing, you know? We see Xbox Series X is going to be running pretty much the same operating system. I didn't see any real new stuff that they're going to do with the features, and that's disappointing. And I was talking about it with a friend that I really hoped that they would go ahead and do a bunch of new features and give us stuff we didn't really know we wanted. And I feel like that's what PlayStation is doing. And again, PlayStation just getting these victories after victory, and they're not even trying to do it. It just seems like it just keeps happening for them. It's so refreshing to see, because I just didn't want next gen to become more powerful consoles. I wanted to innovate. I wanted it to bring new experiences to be had that we wouldn't be able to do on previous gen, and it feels like that's exactly what we're getting here. So that's basically everything important in the article that I found worth sharing with you guys. I will have it in the description for you to check out yourselves, but I'm going to pass this on to you guys and ask you, what do you make of all these details that are being shared? They're quite vague, but at the same time, they tell us a lot. I want you to tell me in the comments what you think is going to happen with this alleged feature that I think is very likely, considering it's coming from the OddWorld Dev. As always, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, hit that like button, follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description, share this video with a friend, and if you want to support the channel a little bit further, you can become a member. Details will be in the description. I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.